Yes, we are live. Hello and welcome to Cricket Adda Presents IPL 2023 retention discussion. It's a full house at Cricket Adda. Joining me is first of all Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good as well. Ninad joins us once again. The Mumbai Indians fan. Big news coming in is that Kyron Pollard will not be part of the IPL anymore. He will be part of the Mumbai Indians setup as the batting coach. Ninad, we will ask your thoughts on that. But first of all, how are you? Interested? Are you excited to talk about the
I'm
IPL
great, Shubham.
retention?
Thanks.
Yeah. Moving on to the next guest, Nikhil Potnis, straight from US once again. Nikhil, how are you? And talking about SRH, the highest purse in this IPL auction. So, looking forward to this.
Yeah, excited for the auction. It's been a while since SRH have had the largest purse. I don't think they've ever had the largest purse going into an auction. So yeah, excited for that. And we need a bunch of players, so it's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it would be fun. Just a reminder that the IPL auction will take place on 23rd of December. At the same time, if any viewers have joined us, if they have any questions, they can put it in the comment section. And we have a special guest for the Rajasthan Royals team, Yash Srivastav. Yash, how are you?
I'm doing great, Shubham. Thanks for having me on your wonderful podcast. It's a nice break from academics and grad school. And yeah, very excited to be here.
Yeah, so we have got the first comment saying Ninad sir, big fan. Ninad's fans are already in the chat here. So it would be very nice if Ninad speaks more about Mumbai Indians. But let's start with the first team. I think let's before that let's see the purses of all the 10 teams just quickly. SRH 42.25 CR, Punjab Kings the second highest, Lucknow, Mumbai, Chennai Super Kings, Delhi Capitals, Gujarat Titans, Rajasthan Royals have a decent purse, RCB and KKR with the least purses. KKR 7.05, and I think they have only 13 players, so that would be an interesting discussion when we talk about Kolkata Knight Riders. But yeah, let's move on to the first team and let's start with the defending champions, that is the Gujarat Titans. I will just share my screen so that we can see the squad and discuss about it. So yeah, first of all, let's see the big releases. I think Lockie Ferguson is the one name which stands out. They have traded him to Kolkata Knight Riders. Kevin, if you can just come inside the screen, we'll talk about Gujarat Titans. Yeah. First of all, did you expect them to win last year with such a team? Because their middle order was obviously non-existent. Hardik Pandya carried them, and then it was David Miller. So your thoughts on that?
No, absolutely not. Very impressed with the way Gujarat Titans did. I don't think any expert predicted that Gujarat would win the title, especially considering their middle order form. And a lot of questions raised over Ashish Nehra and the team he picked. But I think Hardik Pandya just showed that it's just a game of it's a team game of 11 people and not of individual brilliance. So yeah, coming to the retentions, I'm actually very astonished that they let go of Lockie Ferguson.
Yeah.
But I think they're banking on the upcoming talent of Alzari Joseph to take them forward. So I'm not sure as to how they're going to create that. They're going to fill that void created by Ferguson, because there are not a lot of quick bowlers left who will be joining in for the auction.
Yeah.
But let's see how that pans out.
And then they have also left Rahmanullah Gurbaz. I know he didn't play a single game last year, and Ridhaman Saha was opening the innings. But considering Saha's age, do you want a different opener? Are you considering somebody like a Ben Stokes, who is a left-hander and can open the innings with Shubman Gill? Is that an option for Gujarat Titans? And maybe that's why they are increasing their purse by releasing Lockie Ferguson?
Yeah, I mean, Gujarat Titans look to be a pretty solid team even after releasing Lockey. And a purse of 19 can surely enable them to have Ben Stokes in the team. And then, if you think about it, you've got three world-class all-rounders: Hardik Pandya, Rashid Khan, and if Ben Stokes is also available,
I think
then
we
this would
lost you.
be a
Okay. Yeah.
really strong force.
Yeah, Nikhil, your thoughts on
Yeah, am I
Gujarat
audible now?
Titans? Okay, no, yeah, you are audible. I think you talked about the three
Okay.
world-class all-rounders. If Ben
Yeah.
Stokes joins Gujarat Titans with Hardik Pandya and Rashid Khan, Nikhil, your thoughts? Which are the key players they might target in the auction? They have a good enough purse, 19 crore. They can buy one big player and then try to buy a few small price players. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean they've kept most of their team,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little surprising. I mean, guys like Vijay Shankar and even Jayant Yadav, Yash Dayal, 3.2 crores. They could have let them go, but they've decided to keep even the bench players who've cost so much of money. They could go for someone like Ben Stokes, but I think in the end they probably might be outbid by the other teams, and it depends on where their priorities are. I think at the moment they'd probably go all out for one big, maybe foreign player. It could be Ben Stokes. They could get they could get a fast bowler, maybe Sam Curran could be one option. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I think they look very very good.
Yeah, so quickly, we have a lot of time here. This is going to be a long discussion, just giving you a reminder. Let's start with the probable playing 11 for the Gujarat Titans. I think Shubman Gill takes one of the opening spots. It's Shubman Gill. Then let's keep the second opening spot open at the moment. Who bats at three for you?
I think they'll look to give Vijay Shankar one
Vijay Shankar. Okay, yeah, let's go
because
with.
they have decided to retain him. So I like to see. Let's see if Vijay Shankar develops into the player we
Yeah.
thought.
At four, I think the captain himself, Hardik Pandya, batting at four. Then we have David Miller. I think everybody agrees with this.
Yes.
Who bats at five then? Because
Six, I think we'll have Teva.
sorry, six. Rahul
Matthew
Tewatia.
Wade
Yeah.
probably.
Sorry.
Matthew Wade.
Activate may be opening the innings. I'm keeping that slot open. We can decide on that. But at the moment, we have one foreigner. So we have three more overseas slots open. I think at seven, Rashid Khan used to come in at number seven.
Yes.
Now we have 8, 9, 10, 11, out of which one is Alzari Joseph. Let's go with Alzari Joseph. I think one more spinner they need, and I think that could be R. Sai Kishore. Because Tewatia wasn't bowling much.
Yes.
Any other thoughts on that? We can just look at the squad here. I think Yash Dayal will play take one spot.
Let's fill
Shami,
Shami will take the other
Mohammad
spot.
Shami, Mohammad Shami, yeah, Mohammad Shami will be there.
I think we'll have yes there.
Yes, Dayal, sorry, yes, Dayal, and then I think R. Sai Kishore can take this spot. Now, how many overseas slots do we have?
I think
We have one overseas slot remaining, so it can be the opener.
I think yeah.
No, I think three overseas.
Oh, yes, yes.
So yeah, here you can go in with Matthew Wade. So I think they have a good enough first 11 without even buying anybody in the auction. And if they can buy somebody like a Ben Stokes, what's the purse? Let's check the purse. 19.25. So Ben
Yes.
Stokes in there, that would be a very very strong.
Yes. So just to add on,
Yeah.
I think the Gujarat will be in the auction to look out for. I think a player like KS Bharat, who
KS
they
Bharat,
will
okay. Okay, yeah.
because
Yeah, I agree with you.
that forces them to play Matthew Wade. In case if they get KS Bharat, then you would see Vijay Shankar drop out of the team.
Yeah.
They have KS Bharat maybe at three. And they could look to maybe get Ben Stokes and have him open because I think he had a wonderful season for post season with RR where he got a century when he opened against Mumbai Indians. So I think that could be looked into. But this team looks solid on paper. The only thing is the advantage for them is that they'll be playing a lot of their matches in Ahmedabad, which is a big ground. So I don't think that dead bowling will be looked into. So I will cost them many games. But yeah, I think this looks a very good solid side.
I think the Miller Tewatia Rashid Khan combination, which was working well for them, if one or two of them start failing, then they might be in trouble this year. But I think they were a bit lucky. We have to agree with that last year, where all three were in form, especially Hardik Pandya as well was batting through the innings. So let's see what happens there. Moving on
I
to the
think
next team.
I think that
Yeah.
I think there's two things. If they can either get an upgrade on Yash Dayal, if they can get a good Indian fast bowler, I don't know if there is any in the auction.
Shivam Mavi, just to add on,
Shivam
I think
Mavi.
Shivam Mavi is maybe someone they could look at.
Yeah, Shivam Mavi goes for runs, so I'm not sure if he's the right option. Maybe they just back Yash Dayal and have him play most of the games. And I think that number three slot, Vijay Shankar, does not give a lot of confidence. Maybe Vridhiman Saha can play up there because they don't need the bowling. So I think those are the two spots which they look maybe a little vulnerable at the moment.
Yeah, I think Kevin's idea is pretty good there. Say they can get a KS Bharat, bat him at three, and then open with a Ben Stokes. That makes a solid top three with Gill, Stokes, and KS Bharat. I think that could be their thinking when
Do
they
you
want.
want your predictions?
Which prediction do you want?
The four of us predicting which player
We will,
is fit for Gujarat.
I
Will we
think
do it later.
we will do it later. We'll move on to the next team now, and I think Yash will come in here. Yash, not Yash
I,
Dayal, it's Yash Srivastava, Rajasthan Royals fan. I think somebody has
yeah,
paid the first 11 for them. Do you
yes,
agree with this first 11, Yash? And we'll
uh,
start with the first 11 and go backwards this time. Yeah.
yes. I do agree with the first probably playing 11. It is very
Mm-hmm.
close to the playing 11 which we saw in 9 out of 10 the games
Yeah.
in the previous
Yeah.
IPL.
Mm.
And I think one of the things which Rajasthan Royals have done right is that they have played five frontline bowlers.
Bowlers,
And
yeah.
but that is a double-edged sword because you then sacrifice on batting depth, and then you are really looking at Riyan Parag as someone who's bridging the gap between your professionally, full-time batsmen and your frontline bowlers. So if you look at the team from on paper, it looks like you have specialists in all directions. You have a leg spinner, you have an off spinner, you have an anchor in the form of Devdutt Padikkal, you have explosive openers, then you have Sanju Samson who on a good day can destroy most bowling lineups. So on paper, this team looks really good. But I think the one factor which has let Rajasthan Royals down in the previous season is that we don't have a cushion of an extra bowler in case one of our bowlers has a bad day. We saw this happening in the fag end of the tournament where we saw Ravi Ashwin and Chahal going for runs in one or two matches at the later end. And then we saw pressure being created on other bowlers because then Trent Bolt had to be reserved for the death, which he's not very good at. And so that really messed around with the captain's plans. So I think one thing which the Royals which they would be looking to correct is that having a good, genuine all-rounder at number six, because I think Riyan Parag is the weak link in this team. And if not, then Parag has to give you 2 overs on any given day because if any one of the bowlers has a bad day, you need those two extra overs coming from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, interesting points there. If you could add on Devdutt Padikkal, we talked about him last auction as well. I think it wasn't a great buy because he's not opening the innings. That's the point. 7.75 CR. Could they have released him and tried to get a proper number three, maybe an Indian domestic buy there?
See, even last season we had Karun Nair in the squad, who's pretty
Mm.
experienced and has played for number three for RR in the previous editions. But I think that having Devdutt Padikkal works is because if you look at the overall sort of the dynamics of the batting, you see Joss Butler, whose role is to attack in the power play and then try to anchor through the middle overs and then explode through the end. We've seen him do that multiple times, and we know how dangerous he can be. And in order to release pressure off him so that he does not play too many shots and get out, you have Yashasvi Jaiswal. But
Yeah.
then you have to maintain a balance here because all of your other batsmen are explosive batsmen. Sanju Samson likes to go for shots. Hetmeyer goes for shots. Parag is a finisher. You need someone who can anchor the innings in the middle. In case of a collapse, someone who can handle that. We saw Steve Smith doing that and Ajinkya Rahane doing that for RR in the previous editions when there was Shane Watson and other explosive batsmen around them. And in this season, you need that anchor in your team. And I think Devdutt Padikkal has a really good technique. He's a joy to watch when he's in full flow. He's a very elegant left. He also brings in a left-hand bat advantage. Um, so I think having Devdutt Padikkal is good because I think even in one of the previous matches we saw when we had a sort of a collapse, we saw Padikkal coming in later in the innings and holding the innings together. And later then Shimron Hetmeyer and Parag helped to explode. So I think having Padikkal works in this particular team.
Yeah. So, I would just like to add,
Sure, sure.
do we, to Yash, being a Rajasthan Royals fan, you see R. Ashwin playing in all 14 games, or will he be, will RR look to have maybe a Kuldeep Sen, go with a four pace attack, and maybe try to get in an extra batsman?
Yes, this is
As not batsman, an extra all rounder in place? Or do you see R. Ashwin doing the gap, filling in the number 3, number 4 spot in case RR loses quick wickets? How does that plan go about?
Ashwin coming up the order is definitely a possibility. We saw it in the last season as well against Delhi Capitals. He came up at 3 and scored a 50. And Ashwin has a very cool head. He can come up if required. And as far as the bowling is concerned, see, we have a lot of pace bowlers in the reserve. We have Kuldeep Sen who can bowl in excess of 145. We have Navdeep Saini who can also bowl in excess of 145. But the advantage of having Obed McCoy is that he's someone who's really clever. He can mix his slower balls and then he's really good at the depth. And if you have someone like Kuldeep Sen or Navdeep Saini, you lose out on that because both of them are, hit the deck hard kind of bowlers. And you already have Prasidh Krishna who's filling that role for you in the team. So you really need someone who can bring in those variation, those cutters, those slower balls at the death overs. And so I would pick Obed McCoy to be in my team 9 times out of 10, unless it's a surface which has true pace and bounce, and you would need someone who can actually rush batsmen with their pace. In that case, I would give Kuldeep Sen a chance and instead of Obed McCoy.
Interesting points there. The first remaining is 13.2 CR there. So I think he has talked about an all-rounder, but I don't think they have place to play an overseas all-rounder. They might have to find an Indian domestic guy there, and with I think they need to fill in 6-7 spots there at least so that they can get a score of 22, 23. So I don't think they can afford a big buy there.
Yeah. So my thinking is, I think they'll be reserving 10 CR
For one player.
For one player, and
Okay.
using the remaining 3.2 CR for backup players.
Agree. Yeah.
Yes. So, to build on top of that, we obviously see players like Ben Stokes, Sam Curran being in very high demand. So it's realistic to assume that Rajasthan Royals do not have a shot at them. But we could also look at players like Glenn Phillips. We could look at DJ Bravo, who has been released by CSK in a surprise move. And we could also look at someone like Shakib Al Hasan to play the number 6 instead of Riyad Parag and also give good 2-3 overs.
Interesting players there. Shakib Al Hasan and Dwayne Bravo. Obviously, Glenn Phillips isn't available, but I get your thinking there. Dwayne Bravo, if you can get him playing probably 4 or 5 games, I think he's fit enough to play that many games.
Yes. But I think Rajasthan look for an all-rounder who can do the role that Morris was doing. Because if you look at this batting lineup, you just have Sanju Samson, Shimron Hetman batting in the middle overs, having a strike rate of I think about 138 plus. Devdutt Padikkal is not known to to make the most of the middle overs. He still has a strike rate of 120. So I think that can bottleneck their planning. So I think they'll be looking at someone who can just come and talk the ball a bit. But I'm a little disappointed that they let go of their
James
Percy's backup.
Darren Mitchell. Rassie van der Dusen was a good buy, I think.
They got most of those players at the end of the auction. Maybe they could have retained one of them, but let's see what they're thinking.
Yeah, interesting. But I think they have a proper settled 11 and they don't have a high purse, so maybe they don't have much to do at the auction. They can attend it from Zoom as well, I think. Yeah, well, let's move on to the next team then. The third team is Royal Challengers Bangalore. Ninad, if you can come in here now. Ninad was waiting to talk about Virat Kohli and his form. Virat Kohli at the Chinnaswamy after 2-3 years, I think. When did he last play there? 2019 for RCB. So how good is that to see Virat Kohli back at the Chinnaswamy this year?
Watching Kohli, I mean, bat in the past 1 year, I mean, it's been amazing, especially the past 6 months, the way he has piled on runs in the World Cup as well. So, Chinnaswamy, the ground dynamics all suiting the heavy scoring RCB. You've got Kohli, you've got Maxwell as well to explode, and Faf, I guess this might be the last couple of seasons for Faf, but then uh, according to his age, but then according to his form, I think he still has a lot to give to RCB. So similar, it's a similar case with Dinesh Karthik as well. Um, this might be his last season considering his age. He's done quite well in the past season for RCB. I guess he had the highest strike rate as well. throughout the season. So hopefully he can replicate those kind of performances. Um,
Yeah, I agree with
Finn
you on
Allen,
that. Yeah, Kevin,
Finn
if you
Allen is
could.
another
Yeah,
interesting
Finn Allen.
youngster
Finn
that,
Allen is an interesting player. Yeah.
if Kevin could talk about him, then I guess.
Yeah, Kevin, just a quick what he said is Virat Kohli is 34, 35. DK, obviously, we are expecting this might be his last season. Faf, again, considering his age, he was brilliant in the CPL. Let's keep that in mind as well, Faf. But you need a future plan in place as well. And I think Finn Allen is one of those players who can replace, say, a Faf to places up at the top in the future seasons. And I think they have done a very good thing by buying him at 80 lakhs, and now he's part of that RCB setup for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yes, yes, I completely agree. It's I think a lot of RCB fans will be surprised that for the first time for many auctions they have retained most of their co-players. So I think maybe change of leadership just shows that they're trying to back the players. Yes, coming to that, it's a little sad that they will not be we will not see AB at the Chinnaswamy, but we got his best friend Faf, and in hindsight, it's one can argue that maybe if AB could have, if RCB could have used AB, we could have seen AB play a few more seasons. But I think pressure of expectations, I think, led into an early retirement. But Faf is there. I think he'll play another season, and then maybe RCB might look to hand over the reins to, I think, maybe Glenn Maxwell for some time before let's say finalizing whom to go about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this it's a very good squad, and especially I think they found gem in Rajat Patidar. Yes, so they have Rajat Patidar over there, maybe who can fill in that number 3 slot. Finn Allen, excellent talent, and good. The advantage is that he can keep wickets as well.
Yeah.
Also, if DK moves out in the next few years, you have Anuj Mahajan. He's a good player. He can keep wickets as well. Uh, it looks promising because they have Josh Hazelwood who was impressed and done well. But again, now when you go back to Bangalore, dead bowling, and I don't see anyone there who can, I'm not convinced that Harshal Patel might do well in Chinnaswamy. Also, they are, you can say, their go-to man Chahal is missing, and the first time that we might see Vanandu Hasaranga there at Chinnaswamy, and let's see how that works for him. But yeah, it's I'm surprised that they've retained most of the players. I was looking at maybe they're releasing a few players and let's see what they could get in the auction. Maybe go run for an all-rounder. But I think Mike Hessen has been smart enough. He knows that maybe another season they might have to manage with these players and go. Let's
See what happens in the future seasons.
yes.
Nikhil,
Talking,
Kevin mentioned
uh,
that AB de Villiers' best friend is Faf du Plessis. Let's have a debate. I think it's Virat Kohli. What are your thoughts on
yeah,
RCB, Nikhil? Just quickly, if you think Rajat Patidar would be the key player, I think, in that middle order to take on spin, because Kohli and Faf might struggle against spin. Faf has been improving against spin at this age, which is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Maxwell and Patidar will be the two key players in the middle overs, right?
Yeah, it looks like I don't even see where they could improve at the moment. It's a real shame because I don't think Finn Allen fits into their team dynamic at the moment if they want to play Hazelwood, because then you've got Hazelwood, Maxwell, Hasaranga, and Duplessis. So it doesn't look like he'll get in so easily. Maybe they go for a Indian fast bowler, and then they can sit out someone like, I don't know, like you said, Patidar, and then Finn Allen can play. Um, but I mean, this team just looks very very good. A lot of a lot of emphasis on Dinesh Karthik and his form. Um, I think like at the moment we got him at 5, but I think 5 might be a touch higher for him.
Obviously, the batting order keeps changing depending on the on which over is going on.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, they look very good. I think Siraj leaks runs in T20, but I mean they've paid a lot of money for him. They
adding on to a like previous discussion, right? When we were
Yeah.
talking about bowling, the key, what do you say, strategy, or probably a new strategy
Yes,
for
probably.
RCB right now would be to pick up more wickets up front in the power play, because they have the likes of Josh Hazelwood and Hasaranga. So probably pick more wickets in the power play, choke the batting in the middle overs. So that would probably give them a small cushion to leak runs in the depth, considering that they don't have a proper death bowler, or like the ground dynamics of Chinnaswamy not aiding Harshad Patel and his slower ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Harshal Patel goes about, because I'm sure he'll be very disappointed in not playing the T20 World Cup after being in the squad and being in the first 11 for so many games. I think he was like a nailed pick, but I think his form just let him down there in the last couple of series, and he'll look to get back to his best. I mean, IPL is where he got his name from, and he'll be looking to get some wickets. I think Hasaranga, as well as Kevin said, the Chinnaswamy dimensions, Chahal did such a good job, and that's why he was appreciated even more, because bowling in those kind of conditions was tough. And Hasaranga will have 4 overs to deliver in the middle part of the innings, and he needs to get it spot on, because there's a lot of again emphasis on him bowling those middle overs. And also Hazelwood didn't have a good T20 World Cup. We all know he's a changed bowler since his time at CSK. But again, bowling at Chinnaswamy, it's different. He has to learn. I mean, definitely he looks like a smart bowler, because having to adapt from Test matches to then T20s when they went to Dubai, it's not an easy thing. So I think hopefully he does well, and yeah, he nails on a spot there. But I think it's just a shame that Finn Allen doesn't get in there, because I think Finn Allen, Duplessis, Kohli, Maxwell just looks such a good batting lineup, and then you got DK and Hasaranga and Shahbaz Ahmed in the lower order. So yeah, I mean, a very good team. They probably need players here and there. Maybe at number 5, I don't know if they can improve on anyone in the auction. Um, but yeah, still looks a very good team.
Yeah, I think we're not sure whether Josh Hazel make it, considering the Ashes and the World Cup coming
Yeah.
up. Yes. So
More than
if
the Ashes, I think yes.
yes,
3 against South Africa, 2 against West Indies, and 4 against India in the scorching heat. 4 Test matches, Border Gavaskar Trophy. That's coming up. That's exciting. India, Australia, 4 Test matches. Josh Hazelwood, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark versus Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think he makes an interesting point, because Pat Cummins has
already
pulled out of the IPL. Stark never comes. He is he just threatens to come, never comes. And Josh Hazelwood is the third pacer of that pace attack. So maybe if he plays all those 9 Test matches, you never know. He might not just turn up, and then you have to go with David Willey.
yes. So maybe I'm presuming that RCB has a good score, but I think they have
Another fast bowler.
yes, they need a backup for him. David Willey looks good, but I'm not sure.
Maybe a Reece Stokely. Maybe.
Yes, yes. They might look at a left armer. A bowler could bowl maybe 145 plus, or give them bounce. That is
Okay.
something that they might look to get.
Yeah, bounce is important with Josh Hazelwood. Yeah,
The last thing you want to see, RCB is trying to shuffle up with Shahbaz Ahmed, because if you look at the top 4, there's no lefty. So and we remember when it's RCB might remember that the game where they had AB pushed down to 6 and have Washington Sundar and Dubey promoted just to have that right left
combination.
So I hope they don't tinker with that lineup. Yes, else it looks a very good squad. I think the strategy should be to target 175 plus in all games, especially at the Chinnaswamy, so that they can have their bowling take wickets under the pressure of the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Yes.
completely agree with you there. And Ninad, I think Crickwiz is working with RCB, so you expect another good IPL auction for them, even though they don't have a huge purse. Once again, they can attend the auction for via Zoom. No need to go to Kochi on 23rd of December. Moving on to the fourth team, it's the Lucknow Super Giant. First question, let's address it. KL Rahul is taking 17 crore and has a strike rate of 117. Your thoughts on that? How to increase the strike rate? Anil Kumble tried it. Gautam Gambhir tried it last year. I think Andy Flower was the coach of the Lucknow Super Giants. Rahul Dravid has tried it, but his strike rate doesn't increase. What to do?
I think this is a curse of asking something close. We saw Virat Kohli as well. He buckled under pressure. But yes, I think Lucknow, I think disappointed a lot because we expected them to reach the finals with the squad that they had.
Yeah.
Not optimizing the talent of Marcus Stoinis, I think, is where they lost some they lost games that they should have made it through. Very solid squad. I was thinking maybe Gujarat might try to pull Kunal Pandey to their higher trade, but I think that didn't work out. But I'm a little surprised that they let go of Jason Holder. And surprisingly, they have retained Mark Wood, who is injured. So
Is he?
yeah,
Yes. Right. But I think he will be available till
Yes, I think he should be available, but it's a very. I was presuming that they would like to play it safe and release Markwood and let's see what they could buy him back maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, Jason Holder going is is a little bit of a
Strange call for you.
Yeah, it's quite strange. Maybe I feel Lucknow is playing it smart.
And
They
looking
might
for upgrade.
Yes, maybe they try to go hard for the top three all rounders. Maybe go Stokes, Sam Curran, and Cameron Green. If that doesn't work, maybe they will look to get a holder back. I think that is their strategy. But this is a very solid squad. Yes.
Ninad, I think Kevin is spot on there. They have released Jason Holder to get an upgrade there because you look at their
Yeah.
purse. They don't need much players, even though the squad size is 15. Last year also they had similar players and they played with 15 players at max. They have a purse of 23.35 CR. They can easily spend 15 to 17 on one all rounder. And why is it Sam Curran? Why is that player's name Sam Curran?
Probably because the first thing, if you go back to the squad,
Yeah.
you would not see much of probably left arm bowlers in this team. So that's something which Sam Curran offers. And other than that, also death bowling. This team may have issues for their dead bowling. So Sam Curran fits in there as well perfectly.
Yeah, I agree
Another
with
thing,
that. So,
yeah,
yeah.
something else I wanted to add with the scale Rahul discussion. I think we've had this discussion previously on chat, but this was related to the Indian cricket team,
Yeah.
and I don't think that can be applied here. But then the thing with KL Rahul is uh, maybe a reason he's not scoring is because he's opening. If you push him down maybe at 3 or 5, sorry, at 4 or 5, you know that he knows that he's got only 3 or 4 overs to play, so he would be compelled to hit. I mean, that discussion, I mean, this fits in with the Indian cricket team because you can have Pant opening and then shift KL Rahul at 5 or 6. But then with LSG, I don't think that makes much sense because of the way their team is built around KL Rahul in that opening position. You've got Quinton de Kock as well, who would be opening alongside KL Rahul, or maybe Marcus Stoinis. But yeah, Stoinis would be more suited to play at 3 or 4, and then the bunch of all rounders that they have in the middle order. Deepak Huda, Krunal Pandya, Krishnappa Gautam, maybe a Manan Vora as well, who would play in at 4.
Uh, it's an excellent strategy. Sounds good, but the last time a captain dropped himself down the batting order for the benefit of the team didn't qualify. But next season
Yeah.
they won back-to-back championships. Yeah, so I maybe Gambhir might you can say put in that thing. But I'm pretty sure, as much as I know KL Rahul, he needs that orange cap. So
That
Yeah.
orange cap to get team is it.
uh,
But what's the problem? They have the batting depth now. They have the batting last year as well. I think Holden.
I think it's a mind game.
It's a mind block. Yeah, I agree with you
It's a
there
mental
because
block. Yes, I think
the amount of talent that guy possesses, he can hit us six over the covers in the first over, but he just chooses not to. Let's get the playing 11 right here. I think KL Rahul, QDK opens with him. One overseas done there.
I think we should keep that spot of empty because I just heard whispers that KL would like his best friend to join him.
Mayank.
Yes, I do not know how that works for Super Giants, but yeah. Okay, just joke. Jokes apart.
No, I just remember a stat that every time they score a 100-run partnership, they lost for Punjab Kings, if I'm not wrong. So I don't think he wants him there. Yeah, who bats at 3? I think it's Deepak Hooda, who has been very, very well has done very, very well in the last 12 to 18 months. Who bats at 4? I think it's Marcus Stoinis.
I think
we can push him down. Obviously.
Yes, I think they would like to have Ayush Badoni.
Ayush Badoni, okay.
Yes, Marcus Stoinis, I think, was batting for them at 7.
Yeah, there were some.
But I think they should have him at the max coming in at number 5.
Yeah, let's look. I think Krunal Pandya is there as well. So Krunal Pandya gets a look in there. So that's the top 6 there. Obviously, the batting order will keep on changing. Don't go with this batting order. Krunal Pandya at 6. I think Jason Holder was batting at 7. He's not available. So let's keep that spot open. I think 8.
I think bat at 7 and we'll have an all-rounder. I think they would like to look at maybe Stokes.
Stokes is
but I don't think they'll get Stokes. I'm presuming that Holden will come back to the side.
Okay, so who are the other players? I think Avesh Khan plays.
Yes.
I think Mohsin Khan fits in for all the 14 games.
Definitely, and if he has another good season, I'm backing him to come in the Indian team because being a left armer, bowling 145 plus,
I'm surprised that he didn't get the call, but
yeah,
he should have been on that tour.
Yeah, so who are Ravi Bishnoi obviously plays. Ravi Bishnoi, I think, is a key IPL for him because with Ashwin not having a great T20 World Cup, you can expect him to get a look in the Indian squad because Chahal was not playing as well. So you need a leg spinner at some point, right? In the Indian.
It's amazing how post 2 years before the World Cup, we had a lot of leg spinners, and just recently we had our premium leg spinner miss out.
Yeah.
So are we going back to finger spinners now? So it's.
I think it was a Kohli strategy as well. Kohli liked wrist spin. He bought Chahal, bought Kuldeep Yadav, and then those two were playing for a couple of years, and then suddenly now we went back to Jadeja and Ashwin, and then Akshar.
Yes, so yeah, I think Bishna has a very important tournament for him. And is he playing? This going to be his first time he'll be playing in India?
I think so. No, I mean last year was in India, but it was in Mumbai and Pune. So around India, first time, But the number 6 spot is open. I mean, just one overseas slot is open, and I think it's Sam Curran or Ben Stokes or Cameron Green, whoever they can get. And if all 3 are not feasible for them, then they might go back to Jason Holder, which is a very solid strategy. I like that from Lucknow Super Giants. Very solid first and a very good first 11. And I think they would need a backup for Manish Pandey, who they have released. So maybe look at some Indian domestic.
Yes, I think this team will look at Sam Curran honestly, because they already have Mohsin Khan there. Maybe I think that the player that would fit in perfectly for them is Cameron Green. Yes, because he'll have the same bounce that Jason Holder was giving them. Yeah, and you have the pace of Mark Wood. So I think Cameron Green. Yeah, I agree with you there because there are 5 bowlers here, and then Stoinis can bowl a couple of overs. Even Huda can chip in. So Cameron Green with 2 overs would be a better option rather than Sam Curran, who is more of a bowler now than a batter. So maybe Sam Curran will fit in an 8 if they buy him. So yeah, I agree with you. Cameron Green, and then Cameron Green can float around the batting order as well. Yes. Moving on to the next team, who was 5th on the points table, is the Delhi Capitals. They have released Shardul Thakur. In fact, traded Shardul Thakur to Kolkata Knight Riders, and they have got Aman Khan in place of him. I mean, it was not a 1-to-1 trade. They got some money as well, 10.55 CR. So now they have 19.45 CR in the purse. I mean, I look at the squad and see who are they going to buy, because the first 11 is pretty much what we can see here is Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, Mitchell Marsh at 3, Pant at 4, Sarfaraz Khan at 5, Powell at 6, and then Akshar, Khalil Ahmed, Enric Norke. The only player they have left off is Shardul Thakur, but I don't think you have an Indian replacement for him in the auction, do you? No, we have no replacement. I'm surprised they let go of Shardul Thakur.
Yeah.
Because they had Nagar Koti, they had Khalil Ahmed, and they also had Chetan Sakaria. So I was presuming that if they had to release a player, you would have preferred one of those two to go. But it's a very surprising strategy that they have gone with. But like we've seen in the past, post 2019, whenever DC has done a trade, they've always done well. So I'm not sure what players they're looking at because they have retained both Mitchell Marsh and Norman Powell.
Yeah.
So and surprisingly, they have let go of KS Bharat and not looked to trade him because a team like KKR and Gujarat Titans would be looking at him as a backup keeper because they were forced to play an overseas keeper. And now that even Puran has been released, so I think KS Bharat will should get a good should get a good pay. But let's see uh, what is DC's strategy because Iyer and Ponting had a very good rapport. I'm not sure that Rishabh Pant is is the right candidate for them to lead. But yeah.
Yeah, Nikhil, if you can join in here, how far is Prithvi Shaw from getting a look into the Indian team? Is he getting, or they have preferred Shubman Gill for this T20I series, which is quite strange? Shaw has way better strike rate than him. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean it's so surprising how Prithvi
Just to
Shaw
add
didn't
there,
get.
obviously it's a personal bias. Being a Prithvi Shaw fan, I'm saying that he should be in the Indian team.
Yeah, but I think his performances have deserved it. I mean,
Yeah.
now they're talking about going for this young team and going for the IPL performers. Maybe then Prithvi Shaw gets a look in, but I think he has to be there. I mean, it's so surprising how he doesn't get a call up to the Indian team. He's been so good. I think for India especially, he'd be perfect at the top of the order. Just those 10-15 ball, 35-40 runs. It'd be perfect for our power play batting, and then you can have your Rohit Sharmas and Virat Kohlis around them. So, but I mean, he keeps on doing it in the IPL. He keeps on doing it in Syed Mushtaq Ali and keeps on doing it in Vijay Hazare. Eventually, they have to look at him. Hopefully, sometime this year he gets a call up.
Ninad, I hope you saw his Insta story where he said everybody is watching or something like that. But yeah, coming back to DC, Ninad, your thoughts on this team? I think I don't know what they're going to do with the purse.
Just to this, I think you need to have Lalit Yadav in the team because last year we saw DC frequently not playing an overseas player and opting to go with Lalit Yadav. So I think they love this player. They're thinking he's the kind of real Parag for this time. So yeah.
And that's the Rishabh Pant bias there. He being
So,
being
I
a
think
Delhi guy. Yeah.
he'll be playing at 5.
Yeah, I mean, we can change the batting order. Yeah, he does come in at 5 and waste balls so that Robin Paul has to hit six sixes in the last over, and then Rishabh Pant tries to declare the innings in a T20 game. Ninad, I hope you saw that game versus Rajasthan Royals where they needed six sixes. He hit 3.
Yeah.
The third one was a no ball. The umpire didn't give it, and then Rishabh Pant tried to call his players back. But yeah, getting back to the purse, they have 19 CR. Last thoughts, who are the player they are looking for? Cameron Green with the Ricky Ponting bias there?
I'm not sure, pretty sure because they already have two all-rounders in
Yeah.
Marsh and Robin Powell. So I'm not pretty sure they'll look at him. I feel one of Safraz and Lalit Yadav only can fit in this.
Yeah. That's true. That's the included one. Yeah.
Yes. They have the Indian pacers. They have a backup for Anik Nokia who is
Mustafizur or Lungi, yeah, who is
but
going to play.
yes, I'm not pretty sure they both are as good death bowlers. One thing I'm convinced, I think this team will not look at Sam Curran because they already have Khalil and
Mustafizur and
Chetan Sakaria.
Yeah.
Yes, so I cannot understand. Maybe I think they'll look for an opening batsman. Maybe as a backup for David Warner.
Yeah.
Yes. Could we see how much purse they have?
19
CR. So I think they've got purse for just one good player.
Yeah.
Maybe I think they want Ben Stokes because I think this player is going to get a lot of money because I think he knows how to win titles.
Yeah.
So yes, I think maybe I'm contradicting myself by saying they go for this for an all-rounder, but I think Ben Stokes is the player maybe whom they look to.
Interesting, interesting. Moving on to the next team, which is everybody's favorite because they have changed their captain 777th time and changed their coach for the 973rd time. The new captain is Shikhar Dhawan, the new coach is Trevor Bayliss. Ninad, when are they calling us to coach the team or analyze the team?
Hopefully this year, let's see. I mean, if we get in and they come anywhere other than above sixth, it's a positive start for us. But
Yeah,
yeah, they're pretty solid team. I mean, their bowling looks really good. You've got Arshdeep Singh. He's probably in the. I mean, I don't want to jinx this. I hope he gets into better form. But yeah, currently he's in the form. He's the best form he's ever had. Rabada as well, not that great, but then we know what kind of talent Rabada possesses. Rahul Chahar also incredible talent. So and then looking at the batting, they've got Dhawan, Bairstow, they've got Liam Livingston. So some pretty big game players in their team. Um, lot of a huge purse also. I think if I'm not wrong, they have the second highest purse. So look, they would be sure to get one of the big three all rounders who are there in the auction, and that's just going to fortify this team even more.
yeah, Nikhil, your thoughts on no Mayank Agarwal? They left him 14 CR. He was the captain last year. Struggled badly, scoring just less than 200 or just about 200 runs at a very poor strike rate. They were not getting that spot right because they wanted JB to open. By JB, I mean Johnny Bairstow, Shikhar Dhawan to open. Then he dropped at three, and it was not getting the combination was not working. Your thoughts on that? Because I think Mayank Agarwal is a solid opener, and they should have somehow managed to keep him. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, also the price that he's gone for.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
know what they're going to do now, who they're going to look at, because I don't know if there are any good Indian batters. Um, I mean that foreign core looks very good. Liam Livingston, Rabada, um, even the
Johnny Bairstow.
bowling,
Johnny Bairstow, yeah.
Arshdeep and Rahul Chahar. But I think they need like a few fillers here and there. I think Ben Stokes could come in. Cam Green could come in at three. I think he'd do a brilliant job at three. Maybe he could chip in with a few overs. Jitesh Sharma's been excellent since he came in. Um, and then, I mean, someone like Rajapaksa as well. Whenever he got an opportunity, he was very good. Rishi Dhawan, he was very, very good. A kind of wild pick in the IPL. I mean, he's been there, but I think this is like a resurgence of form for him these last couple of years in domestic competition as well. But I think they need a few players here and there. Maybe another spinner, finger spinner. They've got Harpreet Brar. I don't know if there are any good Indian spinners, finger spinners in in the auction. Um, but yeah, I mean, last season we said that this team looks so good. Some things need to click. Hopefully, Shikhar Dhawan's captaincy can be the change that they needed. And because their team is just so good, if things start clicking for them, then people would be like, why did we ever doubt this team? Because of the quality that they possess. So yeah, good team. They need a few players here and there.
What I would like to talk about this is,
Yeah,
see,
yeah, go ahead.
you've got open number three now, so you could either slot in a youngster at three,
Mhm.
and then change Rishi Dhawan with maybe a Sam Curran in the auction. Sam
Okay.
Curran, he's played for the Punjab Kings earlier as well in the IPL,
Yeah.
so yeah, you could get a Sam Curran over there, or maybe yeah, a Ben Stokes at number three. But then having Sam Curran in that bowling lineup, that would give Shikhar Dhawan a lot of options, because you've got now, you would have Sam Curran, Rabada, and Arshdeep Singh. So all these three players are capable of opening the bowling in the power play as well as finishing it well in the death. So on a bad day of any bowler, I mean, you've got lots of backup in your playing 11. So that would really it would make a really strong bowling attack.
Yeah, let's address one issue. Do you think Punjab is looking to buy him Hans Gillard, or no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Lost him because I'm not. I'm very surprised that they chose to retain Shah Rukh Khan.
That's also strange, I think. Yeah. Neeraj, just quickly, Mayank, buying back? I don't think so. Your thoughts? No?
Uh, I don't think so, because you've got Shikhar Dhawan and Johnny Bairstow who are
Hmm.
proper openers, and
Yes.
Agarwal hasn't done well at number three. So, and looking at the requirement of other teams, Mayank Agarwal is going to go for big bucks.
Yeah.
So, I don't think they would be willing to spend more on him.
Yeah, I agree with Ninad's first strategy there, where they might remove Rishi Dhawan from that 11, get a Sam Curran there, and then get an Indian bat at 3. The other option which he suggested was Ben Stokes at 3 and then keep this team as it is. Your thoughts on that? Or they can buy both, I think, Ben Stokes. I don't think both, but at least Sam Curran and Cameron Green. Those two are options. Maybe.
No, I presume they'll get one of the two players, but I think they need a player who can anchor the innings, because we saw it with Punjab last season. They never won they never won two games back to back.
Yeah,
it was just win lose because of the all go out or all out strategy. Yes, so I think they need. I'm not sure if they would like to go towards Manish Pandey, but I think they need a player who can anchor the innings. The back in the day, in I think 2020, they were looking at Prabh Simran at number 3.
Yeah.
They have him on the side. I'm not sure.
I
He gives
think
the
they
kind of
have him,
confidence.
but they don't play him. I mean, yeah.
Yes, maybe they'd like to have Raj Baba again and try to give him opportunities. I'm not sure how that will pan out. But yeah, also they have Nathan Ellis.
Nathan Ellis, yeah.
Maybe they'll like to play both Rabada and Ellis, because Arshdeep and Sam Curran are almost like players. So I'm not sure how they are thinking is, but with the issue with Punjab is they need to figure out their combinations, because from the spin perspective they have Harpreet Dar and Rahul Chahal, so I think they'll not be looking for an overseas spin all round or something like someone like a Mavi. They have Rabada and Arshdeep for the pace. Maybe I think they need an all-rounder. I am not sure that they'll like to play Rishi Dhawan in this to start the tournament.
Yeah.
They like to have an all-rounder there and then proper Indian batsman at number 3 who can play spin well, because I don't see who is going to play spin well in this team.
So that's a very interesting point.
Yes,
A very
yeah.
good point. Pakistan can struggle against Spain. Shah Rukh Khan is also a pace hitter. Jitesh Sharma will come at the end of the innings. I think Nikhil, Kevin's idea is fantastic there. Manish Pandey at 3 and then get Sam Curran deep down the innings at 8. Because Manish Pandey can control the innings to the middle overs, and then you have your overseas overseas players in Johnny, Liam, Sam Curran, three of the England team, which are the world T20 champions, and Kagiso Rabada, again a world class player.
Yes, just to bring back memories of 2014. Just to compensate Glenn Maxwell, George Bailey, and David Miller and Sehwag, Punjab had opted to open with
Chiteshwar Pujara.
So maybe they like to have Manish Pandey hold the innings, bat at 120 strike rate, and have all the other guys
go at 160. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I like that strategy. Manish Pandey at 3. Even though he doesn't have a good strike rate, he can anchor the innings, and then Sam Curran deep down the innings. That's a very good strategy. I like that. Yeah. Punjab Kings, first 11 looks good. It's all about handling these players. I think Trevor Bayliss can do that job. Let's move on to the next team now. Let's talk about. I think we can go to SRH now. Yeah. SRH, before we talk about the squad, Nikhil, let's start the playing 11. I will tell you how good this playing 11 can be. Wait.
Yes, just to.
Yeah, you can speak as I type.
I'd like to ask the panel, do you think we see Sunrise Hyderabad buying back Kane Williamson?
I think it's Nikhil Portnis, the man to go for SRH. Nikhil, buy back Williamson.
Yeah, I don't think so. Personally, if it were up to me, I wouldn't go back to Kane Williamson. I don't think Kane Williamson fits the T20 model. And I think they should just go for exciting, you know, hit T20 players basically. They tried Kane Williamson opening the batting, um, and I mean, I have seen Kane Williamson, get settled in and then really get explosive at the back end of a tournament, of an innings. So it can happen, but I personally don't want us to go back to him. If we can get Ben Stokes, yes, definitely go for Ben Stokes if you want to captain him, if you
It's
have the
like
money to do it.
that's in Thailand. Abhishek Sharma with Mayank Agarwal to open the innings. I'm suggesting SRH live. It's exclusive on Cricket Atta. Abhishek Sharma with Mayank Agarwal to open the innings. Left-right combination. Tripathi at 3, Markram at 4, Glenn Phillips at 5. We force him to keep wickets. I know he struggles with his back, but we will force him to keep wickets. I will talk with him personally. Don't worry. Abdul Samad at 6, another young, very good talent. Sundar at 7, Karan at 8, Rashid at 9, Adil Rashid, not Rashid Khan. Unfortunately, they left him. Very sad. And then Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Tina Rajan. Now you can change this by picking an Indian bowler at 8, which not much of them are available. Maybe a Shivam Mavi. Or you can play Natarajan, Bhuvi, and Umran Malik and then get in a Ben Stokes instead of a Mayank Agarwal. That's the other option you can have. Nikhil, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so if they want to if they want a captain, then they should just go for Ben Stokes. I
Hmm.
don't completely trust Mayank Agarwal to captain. I think
Okay.
Ben Stokes would be a definitely better captain, and if we can, so like we have the highest Spurs. I think that the reason for that
Yeah.
is so that we can get the Ben Stokes and the Sam Currans and the Mayank Agarwal. So I think go for Ben Stokes. He can play at number 4. Um, he's done well in India in the IPL before. Um, but yeah, I mean this team looks very good. Glenn Phillips in India is a little bit of a question mark how good he'll come off, because like when he was playing in the T20 World Cup, he had the good bouncy pitches which helped him. But when you play in Hyderabad, the pitches are slow and um, or at least that's what we used to see, like these 130, 140 totals. Um, and then you've got Abdul Samad. I think he's a very impressive young player. He doesn't get many balls, but I think he has a very good strike rate with whatever he has. Washington Sundar is a little bit um, dodgy, I would say. He goes for runs a lot. I don't think number 7 is his best position.
You can put
But
Shankar at 7. I will suggest that too. Who is the
yeah,
bowler?
but I think Washington Sundar
Only.
a few years ago should have started opening, or maybe should have played in the top 3, 4. I don't think like the power game is like his thing. But I think at the moment, I think he's the best that we have for that position. And then the bowling looks very good. Like Adil Rashid has been in the IPL. I don't know if has he played a single game?
Underrated. Only one game where I think he just was smashed him for sixes, if I remember correctly. Yes, around 3 or 35.
Yeah, a
I
lot
don't
of
know,
these.
he's better than that. Let's be honest, he's way better than that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these foreign leg spinners, they don't get a chance because, like, obviously they're foreign and they take up a overseas slot, and maybe they take some time to get used to the conditions, to the pitches. But I think if you get Adil Rashid, you have to back him for all 14 games. I have to say that, you're our main guy in the middle overs. I think he was superb in the T20 World Cup, especially against India. And if he does a similar job for SRH in the middle overs, you can have Rashid from one side and Umran Malik from the other end. I think that looks very exciting. Um, and as I said, like we have the highest purse. Um, the reasoning behind that was probably this itself, that get the Ben Stokes, get the Sam Currans, get the Mayank Agarwals, make your first 11, and then maybe you can go for the backup players. Like they probably need another Indian spinner. They need a few Indian batters. Um, I think the problem with leaving so many players out in the mini auction is all these bench players and all these backups. I don't think you get the quality of backups that you would get in a main auction. Um, because like I don't know if there are any good Indian batters in the auction this year. Samarth Vyas has been doing well. Maybe they could go for him. Um, but yeah, go for these big buys and then try to get your backups later on.
Your thought, yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, for Sunrisers, none of the Indian players developed. They backed Huda, but he did deliver for them one season with Punjab, and he was excellent.
Yeah.
Similarly, they tried back Manish Pandey
Mhm.
for 4 years at 11.
11, yeah, yeah.
Didn't work out. I'm not sure that they'd like to bring back Manish Pandey, but I'm pretty sure Mayank Agarwal is going to be their number one pick.
Yeah.
Top pick.
Yeah.
And I don't see maybe their spin department needs some help. So I'm presuming that they'll look to pick up Adil Rashid, but I'm not sure he'll play all 40 games. I presume he'll be looked only at Delhi and Chennai because Sunrisers love to back their Indian quartet. And if you look at their Indian bowling, they already have Natarajan, Bhuvi, Karthik Tyagi, and as well as Umran Malik.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming three of these guys to play, and they'll have their overseas players as all rounders. I don't see uh, Adil Rashid playing. And could you just go back?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Sam Curran, I'm not sure he will be a good fit for this team, but Ben Stokes, Cam Green, even Odion Smith for that matter, yes, would look this. And I think they'll look to buy Puran back. I'm not pretty sure. They'll be wanting Glenn Phillips at 5 there. In that side, they might look to buy back Puran. If that doesn't work, then I see Glenn Phillips playing.
Interesting, interesting. Who are the other overseas spin options? I think Mujib is one. Mujib is one.
Yes,
Apart from
Mujib
Adil Rashid,
is someone they can look to, but I'm not pretty sure they'll look at Mujib because they already have Abhishek Sharma and Washington Sundar. They already have two finger spinners.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
as we saw last season, they are
Yeah, they need a
spinners.
spinner. They
They
need a
need
spinner.
someone who can take wickets. Both these bowlers are young.
Yeah, defensive bowlers.
And they are
as
more
well.
defensive.
Yeah. I agree. Adil Rashid is the man to go, and I think Mayank Agarwal is the other solid pick for them. Apart from that, one of Stokes or Curran will be on the list.
I
Maybe
think
Captain.
I think budget for two good players.
Yeah.
Yeah, is someone saying something?
Yeah, Nikhil.
Yeah, I think for Ben Stokes, I think if you want him as your captain, then you go for Ben Stokes.
Okay.
If you're happy with Mayank Agarwal, or for that matter, if you're happy with Bhuvneshwar Kumar, for example, then I think you don't need to spend all that money, because we have a lot of slots that we need to cover as well.
Yeah.
So it depends on what price he reaches. It depends how much they have, like, in their mind, how much they want Ben Stokes to be the captain. Personally, I think that's what they should go for. Have Ben Stokes as the captain. Um, like I don't completely trust Mayank Agarwal in captaincy. Ben Stokes, like he's experienced now. He's played the IPL number of times. I think at number 4, I think he's good. Like his game, I think fits number 4, and especially the players around him. Like you have Tripathi and Glenn Phillips, who will go from ball one, and then Ben Stokes can take his time, and then explode in the later part of the innings. But this team, like if we do whatever is in the probable 11, I think this team looks as good as any team. um, I like the point of bringing back Puran for Glenn Phillips, because Glenn Phillips, I'm not entirely sure, he hasn't played in India. He's not used to these pitches. But then again, like Nicholas Puran hasn't done anything great since he's been in the IPL either. So yeah. I mean, I don't mind having those two, because I think we have 4 overseas slots. You go for Sam Curran, Rashid, and say Ben Stokes. Then you have one more slot. You can have another overseas batter. Um,
Yeah.
I think if we get it in a good price, that could work out.
Yeah, just to add on to the ban, I don't think we should count the chickens before they hatch. I'm not sure whether because last time we saw Hyderabad, they had they could have chased Ishan Kishan at 16, but
They left him.
They left him at 15.
And then panicked on Nicholas Puran spending 10.75 CR because he was the last wicket keeper in that list. I remember it clearly.
So, despite having the bigger uh,
Purse,
I'm not pretty sure as to what extent, because the players that we are mentioning are definitely 10 CR plus. So,
easily.
will Hyderabad, which is not known to splurge money, will they go after them? Heads and tongs is something that is going to be very interesting to look at. But yeah, if they get the players, maybe I think Mayank Agarwal has to come to Hyderabad, because this team needs a player who has experience playing in India as well as in the IPL.
Yeah.
But yes, because
it all depends on the SRH lady who will raise the bat. Ninad watches the IPL.
I mean, about this, see, I would definitely not back, I would want SRH to get in Stokes, because see, the thing is, you've removed Kane Williamson. He's
Yeah.
one of he's undoubtedly one of the best captains going around in the circuit, if not a player. And Ben Stokes gives you much better leadership compared to your other captaincy options in Mayank Agarwal and whatnot. And he's a very valuable T20 player. He could bat anywhere in the batting order from 2 to 5. I mean, ideally, I would place him at 4 and have Tripathi to open and push up Markram at 3. Plus, he gives you those four proper overs of bowling. So even if I mean, see, so this is basically what Sunrisers Hyderabad need the most, and Stokes fills their requirement. Looking at their purse, they've got 42 crores. Even if they splurge, let's say, not even 16, even if they splurge 20 crores on him, they've got 20 crores to get another big player. And I don't think any other big player is going to go over 15. I mean, not realistically that he's going to go for 20, but they've got money to go behind Stokes, and they should, because that's what they really want, and that's their first requirement. He fits everything.
I just hope Akash Ambani keeps the pattern down, because he's known to to help players get a extra paycheck. So yeah.
Sahil, I'm thinking this thing coming from Ninad first on cricket at 20 crore for Stokes. 20 crore, you heard it here, 23rd December. IPL auction in Kochi. Moving on to the next team, let's go to the Mumbai Indians. And I think Ninad with the blue t-shirt on has to start. Where are the spinners?
Yep. We've got, in terms of spinners, we don't have any.
Exactly, where are the spinners?
So I don't know what am I were thinking, but let's see what happens. I mean, see, you've got there's a lot of building to do for MI, and their purse isn't as much compared to
Yeah,
other
just
teams. I
before
mean,
you start,
other
Ninad,
teams can easily outbid them.
yeah,
Yeah,
just before you
sure.
start, you have always been complaining that Mumbai Indians don't go for overseas spinner, and considering the strategy of overseas pacers, once again, I don't think they will try and bid for Adil Rashid or Mujibur Rahman. So, and there are not any top class Indian spinners in the auction. So, what's the thinking behind that? If you can give an insight.
So see, you've got either two ways to go about this. Um, they would finally change their strategy and try to get in Mujib. I mean, I've been saying that from the past 4 or 5 years to get in Mujib into the MI setup, but that hasn't happened. Um, Otherwise, maybe just back Ritik Shaukin, I mean, or Kumar Kartikeya, because they're the remaining two spinners. I mean, they did play Ritik Shaukin quite a lot in the previous season. I mean, it was more than what I expected. So yeah, I guess they're just going to back Ritik Shaukin to play, or rely on Parthiv Patel to bring in some exceptional talents. MI has been known to do that, um, unearthing talents just from the domestic circuit. So hopefully a repeat of that.
Yeah, so looking at the first 11 here, if Kevin can join in, sorry? Have we got? No, I think these are four.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think these are the four overseas players pretty much covered there. it's all on hope that Jofra Archer comes back. We don't know when. I hope, I am not hoping, but I think he will get another glass in his hand and we don't know what will happen because last time, I mean, when is he coming back? Yeah, that's the question. But Jason Behrendorff, Jofra Archer, the two overseas pacers, Bumrah, 8 and 9, I think, is where the spin department has to fill in there. As Ninad suggested, it's probably Ritik Shokeen and Kumar Kartikeya, but again, I mean, that would be one of the worst spin departments to play in the IPL.
Yes, I think Mumbai will be looking towards a spinning all-rounder. But I don't know if there's any. I think they
Exactly.
look at Mohammad Nabi as a backup because they really need some good spinners to exploit in Chennai and in Delhi. To exploit the conditions in Chennai and Delhi, maybe they look to. I'm surprised they let go of both Markande and Murugan.
Murugan Ashwin, yeah, that's pretty strange.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe they look to buy Shreyas Gopal.
Shreyas Gopal is
who's been
one
released by
SRH.
Yes, so I think they need to do something, or the last thing they might unearth, some local talent. But I'm not pretty sure who's that spinner going to be. But I see them playing an Indian spinner. I see them also playing an additional Indian pacer as well. I think they look to buy Mavi.
Mavi,
They might
okay,
look to buy a
okay,
Mavi if
okay,
he's coming
okay.
for cheap just as a backup because Jasprit Bumrah has been injured. So we do not know when he'll be, but I presume he's going to be fit for the IPL, of course. But yeah, they'll be looking to have a backup over there. I don't know if Saran has been picked up. Maybe they'll buy him back because yeah. But yeah, this team looks solid. I'm not pretty sure Brevis is good at five. In
You
this
should take
team.
4.
No, I'm not sure what is their planning because the last season was just about giving the youngsters an opportunity.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll let's see what they do. Because maybe they'll push him up to 3.5. Surya Kumar do
At
what
4.
Pollard did at 5,
Okay.
just to or 4, just to help the youngsters get an opportunity. But let's say I don't see the top three being Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, and Surya Kumar. I think they'll try to split it up somewhere in between. So let's see how this works. It's going to be very interesting to see what Akash Ambani does at the table.
Yeah,
because
I think Mahela Jaiwal will also be there at the table.
yes, because because yes, I think teams lost an opportunity at having a go at Mumbai last season with Kishan and Jofra Archer. But yeah, I think they could play a spoil suit for many teams because you cannot predict what Mumbaians are going to do. Yes, yeah.
Dinar, if you look at it as of today, I am saying Jofra Archer not available, Jasprit Bumrah not available. This bowling looks absolutely nothing. If these two are
Yeah,
not, even if
as
one
of
of them
today,
is missing, even if
as
one
of
of them
today,
is
right?
missing, yeah.
I'm hoping. Am I looking at the batting order? I'm hoping them to score 240 and a miracle to happen in the bowling.
Yeah. I think the next man in line is Arjun Tendulkar to play. I think Ramandeep Singh played a couple of
Ramandeep
games
Singh,
last year.
yeah, he did play
Yeah.
and he was impressive with the limited
Yes.
chances he got.
Yeah.
He did pick up a few wickets, and more importantly, he was quieter. I mean, his economy wasn't that high, considering
Yeah.
that he did bowl in the death. So maybe Ramandeep Singh could be a replacement. Other than that, I
Yeah.
don't know what. I mean, being an MI fan still, I don't know what they are thinking, and let's see what rabbit they pull out of the hat this time.
I think it's Parthiv Patel. You have to rely on Parthiv Patel to get some young spinners there because Markandeya and Murugan Ashwin, leaving those two gives you a suggestion that they might have somebody in mind who nobody else has because that's the strategy of MI.
But don't be surprised if they buy back some of the players that they have released. Yes, like Sam's.
Daniel Sams, okay.
Yes, I was surprised they let go of all three. But I think the reason they let them go back is so that those players might attract some bidders and the purse of the other teams can be pulled down a bit. I think that is the main reason. If they don't get the players that they're looking at, I wouldn't be surprised if they buy back those players.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
What I would suggest for this MI bowling setup, I mean, contrary to their usual way of going for two overseas quicks, is remove Jason Behrendorff. I mean, let him be a replacement. Get in Ramandeep Singh and buy someone like a Mujibur Rahman in the auction. That would give them a pretty experienced spinner. I mean, he's played in T20 circuits all around the world. Even though he's fairly young, he still has a lot of experience and talent. But
Yeah.
then, I mean, I've been asking and I mean praying for this to happen since the last 2 3 years, but it hasn't. So not sure as to how MI would go about the strategy this time.
Yes, just to like, I think the Mumbai Indians took 7 to 8 seasons before playing their first, English player in the IPL, and I think that was Alex Hales as a replacement, and and the next season Joss Butler. So
Yeah.
I don't think this team has looked at Afghan players till now, but I think it could be a good start. But there's a player by the name of K. Ahmad who's
I think, okay, yeah, Kais Ahmed is available.
yes, he's not got the option to play in the
I
Afghan
like him.
team
I like
because
him.
of the spin try of the Afghan team. But I
Yeah.
think he's a very good player. I think team should look at KS Ahmad.
Yeah.
Yes, because he did well at the 100 last season. But yeah,
He also was a bouncer, if I'm not wrong. He was a bouncer in between, yeah.
yeah. So I think maybe because I'm not sure how good a World Cup did Mujib Rahman have, but I think they should look at Afghan players. It's high time they look at Afghan players,
Yeah.
especially Afghan spinners. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. Mumbai Indians need to do some buying there. Not a huge budget, but I think there will be some key buys there in the spin department, and then you have to look at some overseas spaces as well as replacements. Apart,
yes, we've not addressed one thing.
yeah.
Does this team have a West Indies player at the moment? Yes, I think no. Do we count Jofra Archer? Because Mumbai love their West Indies players.
Odian Smith. Odian
Yes.
Smith.
So it's like maybe they look at Odian Smith and Romario Shepherd as backup,
Oh, that's a
options.
great bowling lineup, yeah. 200 given in each and every innings.
Yes,
That's a
because
great
these two players might fit in the MI setup, so they can then use the strategy of let's going hard early on. Let's try to target one like RCB. Let's target 180, 200, and just pray that the bowling just it just takes care of.
Yeah, interesting thoughts there. Mumbai has a lot to do, and Ninad Lakde will be joining the Mumbai Indians analyst team as soon as possible. Ninad, if you can give us some inside news when you join it, it would be really helpful. But moving on to the next team, if Ninad I think is busy and he has to leave, so if you are free, you can stay, or else you can leave. We will go to the next team, which is the Kolkata Knight Riders, and I mean 7 crore तो आपके पास भी है ना sir? 7 crore में क्या ही लेंगे? 7.05 is the purse remaining with the Kolkata Knight Riders, and they have just 14 players. I mean,
I think KKR is going to bid for every player that they can get, and they'll bid for every player and just after 5 crores, after maybe 2 or 3 crores, they just back out. I think that is going to be the strategy. It's shocking, honestly, because for years, I've been wanting them to make trades, but they've not, pursued a trade. And shockingly, they have pursued two big trades and lost 20 crores in the jiffy. So yes, it's uh, it's a bit a worrisome strategy because they backed Indian players, three Indian players from 2018. That was Gill, Mavi, Nagarkoti, and all three have gone.
yeah.
So yes, and the team that Gambhir had built was purely based on Indian talent, but for some reason post 2018 they've been banking on overseas players, and now it's a kind of like a bit of a mess.
It's a mess coming in straight from Kevin. It's a mess for Kolkata Knight Riders as we set up the first 11. But this first 11 does look decent. We'll get back there. Andrew Russell at 6. I think Shardul Thakur at 7. Then you have Sunil Narain at 8. You have CV Varun as one of the other spinners. And then 10 and 11, I think Loki is one of the fast bowlers. And then you have, who is the other? I think it's Umesh Yadav. So this is the 11. Now, the problem with this 11 is death bowling. Loki is the only one I can see here who will bowl at the death. Shardul Thakur will get hit. CV Varun and Narayan will bowl through the middle overs to try and choke the teams. And Umesh Yadav is not a death bowler by any means. Ninad, Umesh Yadav at the power play is the option to go ahead.
Yep,
But
definitely.
you have two lords in now, Lord Rinku and Lord Thakur in the same team. So that's something that can work for them. But yeah, apart from that, they need to buy a lot of players, but they don't have money. So they have to work with this 11 and a couple of more players. Nina, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, this is the playing 11. I mean, it's a pretty good playing 11 as well. They've got a lot of talent. Rinku Singh, we have seen him step up for KKR last season when they were a lot of wickets down. He came and he played a few good knocks. And goes also. Their batting goes pretty deep until 8. I mean, you have Sunil Narayan. He can even open the innings if required.
And I think Umesh Yadav will bat above. I just got it wrong there.
Yeah, Umesh Yadav would fit in properly at 9. He could also tonk the long
Yeah,
ball for
yeah.
huge 80-90 meter sixes. So I mean, it's a pretty balanced side. Looking at
But no
even the
backups. But no
Yeah, there are
backups.
no backups. Yeah, if they want a bowling heavy lineup, I mean, if they want one more bowler, right now they've got 6 bowlers, counting on Russell also to give in a few overs.
Seems
But then,
Anukul Roy is the only option I see here. Anukul
yeah,
Roy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll have to disagree with Ninad a bit. I think this team has a lot of issues because let's start off with their bowling. So if they're banking heavily on Umesh to take wickets in the power play,
Yeah.
they don't have a left arm seamer, so
Yeah.
there's no
no, you could
variety.
get in you could get in Tim Southey to bowl in the power play then, but then you'll have to remove Gurbaz from the opening
Yes.
slot.
So the moment you remove Gurbaz, who's going to be the keeper for this team? So this
Yeah.
team is going to make at one stage has to make 2 changes minimum. I'm presuming that KS Bharat has to be on the number one this
Do they have
list.
the money? Do they have the money?
I don't think KS Bharat will go for more than 3 to 4 crores.
Yeah, but it's only 7.
Yes, so I think they need to invest. They need a keeper because I think shockingly they let go of Sheldon Jackson. So there's no so Gurbaz is their only keeping option. I feel in their side. So a keeper is needed for sure. Very disappointing. They did not trade for Mayank Agarwal. Should have been on their trade list because if you look at Shreyas Iyer and Nitish Rana, both have short ball issues.
Short, exactly.
So
I was coming to that.
Rinku Singh has not developed into has not developed as in he's not got the kind of opportunities that he deserves, and a lot they'll be banking on Andrew Russell, bowling, batting, fielding as well. So because yes, even the spin department they have 2 spinners, but I'm not pretty sure what to expect from Varun because he for some reason I think he the players have found out how they try to figure him out now how is working.
Yeah.
We not know what to expect from Venkatesh Iyer as well because I'm not pretty sure he's had a very good domestic season now. So yes, I maybe I think Shreyas Iyer might go. They might look to push him up to open and have KS Bharat at 3, but I cannot see how Shardul Thakur and Lockie Ferguson are going to help this team overcome the issues of the past. The only positive thing for them is they have you can say all round ability in Andhra Russell, Shardul Thakur and maybe Sunil Narayan. And I don't see Venkatesh Iyer as an all rounder, although they have retained him considering him as an all round option. So this team has a lot to do, but they don't have anything. They don't have a big purse. So let's pray and hope for KKR fans. But yeah, I think that record against Mumbai now is going to go back to us because the only hope last time was Pat Cummins. Whenever he played against Mumbai, he just did well. So yeah, so then they don't have Pat Cummins as well to help them overcome
Pat
that.
Cummins is not coming. But I think the point here is Umesh Yadav.
Yes.
If he clicks in the power play, that's 40 to 50% of the game winning ability there because you take 2 to 3 wickets, then you are very much ahead in the game. And then the spinners can come in and choke your middle order batsmen. So that's something they are hoping that Umesh Yadav comes really good in the power
Yes,
play.
but they have Shardul Thakur and Lockie Ferguson, both bowlers who would prefer to bowl after the 6th over. So I
Yeah.
don't see who's going to bowl in the power play with Umesh Yadav.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So yeah, that looks. KKR needs to work a lot, but I'm hoping that they are hoping that this 11 comes good. That's their only hope, I think, because they don't have anybody else to replace as well. I think the Anubul Roy is the only other player. Tim Saudi maybe for Lockie Ferguson in some of the cases. Obviously, he is the better bowler.
Just hopeful that when Shreyas Iyer has a 500 plus season,
Yeah.
and Nitish Rana finally should give them at least 400 runs a season.
Yeah.
Because they bought him back and they've invested him a lot, but he has not crossed that 400 reach till now. Something even Manish Pandey, it took him years to do. So I do not know how this is, but KKR has done well by picking a lot of discarded players. They picked up Tripathi, who did well for them last season. They picked up even Umesh Yadav, who was released, and he also did well. So looking forward, maybe do they look at Manish Pandey as an option or as an option? And like I said, KS Bharat should
He will be in the list. Yeah. So
I don't see them going back to buy Mavi.
no,
I think that ship
that's
is sailed.
definitely not.
Yes.
With that budget, I don't think even.
But yeah, they're looking to buy a lot of players at base price.
Yeah, that's the only option for them because no other option at the moment. Moving on to the last team, which is the Chennai Super Kings. They're actually waiting for the CSK fan to join. Unfortunately, he won't be joining us. He is busy in some other work. But what do you make of this squad? Dwayne Bravo has been released. MS Dhoni is the captain, and Ravindra Jadeja has not been released. Something has worked out there finally. So, what do you make of this squad? I think the key bowlers here are Ravindra Jadeja, Mahesh Tikshna, and Moeen Ali at that Chepauk Stadium.
Yes, I do. Yes, and they also have more. Yes, they'll be sweating on the fitness of Deepak Char. But
Yeah.
if they have Deepak Char and Mukesh Chowdhury to open the bowling, I think it's going to be a fantastic combination.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they let go of Chris Jordan and Adam Milne both.
Yeah.
But I think Dhoni, unlike Kohli, doesn't believe a lot in extreme pace.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they should keep one. They should keep a guy who can bowl 140 plus in their side. Yes, because they have backed Pretorius, I think, to do the role that Vainba was doing for them.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's pick the brains and fix their playing level. So yeah, Conway, Gaikwad. We
Will
have
be
we
agree
had-
with this.
Yes, we had 5. Dhoni, I think, should come in that.
Dhoni is only for the keeping and the captaincy. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that he will come and finish one game so that his fans get happy. But do you think Dwayne Pretorius at 8?
Not sure. Do they have 20?
They have 20.45. Yeah.
So I think we'll be looking at.
Obviously, it's Sam Curran. I mean, we all agree with that. Sam Curran. I think the budget out of 20.45 CR, 20 CR go to Sam Curran. Remaining 45 lakhs can be divided into the 2-3 players.
Yeah, so they need one good all rounder, yeah. And I'm not sure they like to look towards Romario, Sheffield, Julian Smith.
I think we missed one big player here. It's Deepak Char first of all.
Yes, Deepak Chahar.
Deepak Char. Then we can go in with Dwayne Pretorius or Sam Curran if they manage to buy him back. And then you have, say, a Mukesh
Mukesh
Chowdhury
Chowdhury.
and then Mahesh Tikshna. I think this is a solid 11. What do you think?
Yes, I'm not convinced that Manish Tikshna will play all the games.
I think it's more the Chennai pitch.
Yes, for Chennai he'll be there.
But in place of him, who do you see? Do you think then Pretorius and Curran both play? Then they bat till 10, I think, if that's the case.
I wish this team would look towards Stokes, but I don't see where he could fit in.
I'm looking for, I don't think they have that overseas spacer who they can replace with Mahesh Tikshna. They don't.
Yes,
have
let's address CSK fans. I think they would love to see Kane Williamson being bid by CSK, but I think they have the purse and they might look at him as a long-term opportunity. But I think, like you said, I think Gaikwad is their future option.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gaikwad as the captain. I don't know. I
Yes.
think that.
As of now, I think let's assume that most of the budget is used for the backup players. So I think looks a very good squad. Yeah, and a very good playing 11 as well. So you got 2 guys to bowl in the power play. Death bowling. I don't see whom they. I don't think Wayne Pretorius is a good death bowling option. He might do well in Chennai, but I think they need to look at some
bowling. Death bowling is the concern. I think they're hoping that the spinners choke in the middle overs, that nobody is available at the death to smash them. But yeah, death bowling is the issue. But apart from that, this looks like a solid 11. They're hoping. I think the key is Ruturaj Gaikwad and Devon Conway. If they click, they're getting 80-run partnerships up at the top. Then you have such a deep batting lineup that everybody can go from ball one, and then you're hoping that Dhoni does the spin magic there at Chepauk. So that's the thing I think for Chennai Super Kings. One overseas pacer should be on their list. I think it could be Reece Stokely. Do they go back to Chris Jordan or Adam Milne? Maybe Adam Milne.
No, I don't say. I think Mumbai is going to be the one looking for Adam Milne.
Then they need one overseas pacer, right?
So-
Apart from Curran.
Yes, I think it'll be someone who can bat a bit.
Okay.
So, but I don't think it's going to be Chris John because he doesn't have control. So he's not someone who they look towards. I'm thinking about New Zealand if they have any good pacers, but no, I don't think they have any. South Africa, Wayne Pandey. I think they look towards Wayne Pandey.
Yeah,
This team, I think, should look towards Wayne Pandey. Not discussed him. And West Indies,
No, I don't think. Orion Smith, do you think Orion Smith? Orion
Audience
Smith or Romario Shepherd. Say they don't get Sam Curran. Do they get Romario Shepherd?
Maybe,
No.
but I don't think. I don't think.
Yeah.
Dhoni would like to have someone who can bowl 130, 140, but has control.
Yeah. So Romario Shepherd no way has control. So yeah, I agree with you.
So yeah. So let's see. But I think this looks a good score.
Yeah, but all teams look good apart from KKR who need to do a lot of buying. Let's just quickly go through all the teams before we end this stream. It's been a very long marathon stream, starting with GT. Very good first 11. They might look for somebody like a Ben Stokes or a Sam Curran is what we discussed. So Ben Stokes is the key player for GT. Going with RR, they might look for an all-rounder to fill in that number 6 spot. Yes, suggested Shakib Al Hasan. I don't know whether he will be available or not, but Shakib is one player they might look for if he's available. Next team RCB, very solid first 11. Maybe a replacement for Josh Hazelwood is what Kevin suggested. So Reece Stokely is one option. I think you came up with another name. I don't remember.
For see. No, I don't know. I think
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but Reece Topley was one of their players, and that's it for RCB. I think all others are said. They might look for some Indian domestic players. Yeah, moving on to LSG. LSG are definitely looking for that one spot, and it's either Ben Stokes or Sam Curran. Manish Pandey, I don't think they will buy him back. Mayank is what the rumor is going around, but we will see what happens. 23rd December is the auction. Moving on to the next team, Delhi Capitals. We are unsure of what they're trying to buy here. Cameron Green could be an option, or as Kevin suggested, maybe an opener as a backup for Warner. That could be an option, and they need a keeper desperately if Rishabh Pant is injured. So that's on their list. The next team, Punjab Kings. A lot to buy, and we are hoping they go for say a Ben Stokes or a Sam Curran or a Cameron Green. And they can then remove Rishi Dhawan and fit in an Indian player here. Maybe a Manish Pandey is what we suggested. I quite remember. Yeah, Manish Pandey at 3, and then you can bring in a Sam Curran at 8. So that could be a very good strategy for Punjab going ahead. Moving on to the next team, which was Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians, what did we suggest? Mumbai Indians need to buy spinners first of all. Sorry, we changed the team. Mumbai Indians need to buy spinners and get a few more overseas players. Is what we think. Yeah. And then SRH, if SRH management is listening, this is your first 11. And the other option you have is get Ben Stokes and then play Umran Malik. Get Adil Rashid. Get him right now as soon as possible. This is the first 11. I can personally come and tell you some more strategies if you want. You can hire me. I'm very cheap. Along with Kevin, I think
I think we come buy.
Yeah, buy one get one free is the option for us. So you definitely can play get us there. Last two teams here now, Chennai Super Kings. We just now discussed that they don't need much. They need an overseas pacer, and then obviously 20.45. Let's just reduce it to 0.45 because 20 CR go to Sam Curran. Did we miss out on one team? KKR. KKR, I think KKR like just should give 10 players names who will come for 20 lakhs and then buy them, because I don't think they have enough budget to do anything else. What are your thoughts?
I think they should get a statistician who can help them with probabilities.
Probabilities, yeah. And do you think Venki Mysore does that job? I don't know what Venki Mysore is doing there because they got 20 crore for
I think he's focusing on the US market.
US market, yeah, because they are buying a team here, right? It's a cricket league, by the way. US fans who are staying in US, cricket is starting here July 2023, and we will be with one of the teams.
Yes.
I have talked to one of the teams, Satya Nadala's team. We are the analysts. I just spoke to him yesterday. Yeah. So that's it for the day. We discussed all the 10 teams, and apart from that, the main thing is that we will be live before the auction and
With our predictions.
with our prediction definitely, and if time permits. I mean, time will permit because our semester will end by then. We can do a whole live stream during the auction. What do you think? Are you in for that?
Oh yes, of course.
23rd December, on the big screen, we will see the auction and react live to the auction, and we will discuss what's going on in the auction. So yeah, definitely subscribe to a Cricket Adda right now.
A special vote of thanks
For Sahil Khose, if you can just come on screen. I don't know how many people are watching, but Sahil Khose, this man, our sound engineer, our everything, he's been managing behind the scenes. And at the moment, I think that's it for the day. discussed all the 10 teams. If you have any questions, you can post in the comment section, and
like, share, subscribe.
तो आना ही चाहिए, उसके बिना तो चलता ही नहीं है अपना चैनल. और you can hit us on Twitter as well. I'm on Twitter, he's on Instagram. So if you have any questions about the retention, about the possible buying in the auction, you can definitely put us there and ask the questions. That's it for the day. Thank you very much for joining. Like, share and subscribe to Cricket Adda.